All right, everyone, welcome back. So I just wanted to let you all know that it is starting to rain. And that's usually when things get rather jumpy. So I'm gonna show you my yard. I don't know, there's a screen here, so I don't know if you can see, but it's really starting to pour. And so then, yeah, sometimes my internet will be even more jumpy than it already is. So that's why. As we talked about yesterday, if for any reason it kind of like jumps out and it's down for a little bit, I'll try to rejoin for the integration session. But I mean, I might be just like worrying and preparing for things that aren't going to happen. So if I lose you and it is down for a bit, I'll rejoin integration at 5:30, right? Yes. And we might not even have that issue. So right now, question and answer. So please feel free to jump in with any questions that you might have.
I think I'm the only talker around here. I don't know. Let's talk about your course, okay? The one that you've got going on. So you just gave me like my head's just spinning with taking another path, but it's the same path, which is really interesting. So it's still going up the same tunnel. So in that, I know what I did with modern yoga teachers. So then would it be a revamping of I know you're not getting into a lot of tech or you're getting into some tech, and how much do you really direct into getting I'm trying to know what I did before and what you'll give me different in a sense of okay, let's just play this out in a real short scenario. Okay, we've come up with an idea, you help me define, you help me, or I define, or we collaborate together. Is just answer yes or no. Do I find, you just say yeah, go for it, or we collaborate together a uh, type of client, like sort of like within that? Yeah, we do. I can't hear you.
That's because I'm muted.
Okay. I am open to hearing,
Yeah.
So we just say yes or no, because I don't like, I know, I just want to sort of take it down to a step without getting into things. Okay, so yes, you will collaborate with me to sort of like yes, 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 just to refine. I do my own work, you help refine. This is the type of client that we get. Okay, so now that we've done that, we go through the process of what their pain points are. Okay, which I'm, that comes together, ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. Now we've got that. Then it is the next step of what? Now we go into designing a website or designing, you're not getting into webinars, are you? Okay, so all of that gets taken away. The webinar, the course, which I could do multiple courses, which is there an element of ideas collaboration? I mean, I've got so many ideas, but just some, yeah, that one would be a good one. That wouldn't be a good one. Is there a bouncing back? Okay, so this course, that course, because I believe in multiple courses, okay, not just one. Okay, so that eliminates the master webinar, which could get done if you wanted to do a longer retreat or a big online. thing, right? But right now, I think just a lot of little ones of something like that or whatever. And then advertising. And then you're sort of supporting with, okay, I know I've got my client, I've got my ideas of what I want to do. And then this is the advertising that we do.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a social media section, and the
Okay.
social media section will focus more again on the marketing and more on your posting and more depending on what you're offering
Okay.
on like this type of offering as well. I think like moving forward, Modern Yoga Teacher will do this every year minimum, where I'll
Uh-huh.
offer a 3-day workshop. But there's not going to be any $500 offer. There might be like a
I get that.
$500 off. So we
Sure.
would set you up for how you can provide value and bringing in like more of a funnel so that people can get to know you. Because like when we leave this, right? Let's say you don't sign up, there is a chance
Let's
that
just
you
say
might
I do.
yeah, well, fair.
Okay.
But there's also a chance that like anyone that doesn't sign up might continue to follow me, right? And might
Yes.
engage in my posts and might know somebody else who wants to do, right? So the
Mm-hmm.
value and the impact is from that. And so we focus a lot on that. And so the attracting clients and the marketing and the social media aspect. And we do look at Facebook ads, but we're not going to spend a
Yeah.
lot of time on it because you can do Facebook ads on your own. Like you're
Yeah.
aware of that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so it's kind of some things you're eliminating is the webinar part. Okay. If you started this course and you said it's every Wednesday that such and such a time, when does it actually start, or does it start at your convenience?
So my plan is for us to get started at the beginning of July.
Okay, like yesterday
Yeah.
almost. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And then every Wednesday. And how long is this course? I mean, it's different. Like the other one was almost, God, it was how long? It was almost a year, close to it by the time I was finished, right? Yeah.
Yes. The idea is that you'll be in the mastermind for a year. So that means that like group calls will not always be like in alignment with the pre-recorded lessons. Making sure. Okay, it's not okay, thank you. It's Melanie that's frozen. Is this a specific
That
one?
was me that
Okay.
froze. I
Yeah.
froze.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was trying to snag onto the Wi-Fi. I didn't want to. So now I got to snag onto my cell service because, as you know, I'm camping right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And it could be I froze in a moment.
Yeah, that's okay. We got you back.
Okay. So it goes for a year. So I think you were trying to say, even though you're open for the mastermind, it doesn't mean it's following you along your specific journey. You have a short amount of time to do your actual thing, and the rest is just your, if you want to jump in and do something else. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long is the short, how long in a time is this thing that you have to walk through?
The pre-recorded sessions, you mean?
Yeah, or whatever it takes you through from start to finish. Okay, now go fly. And I realize the rest would be support. So how long is that?
Right. Well, it'll be dropped weekly, and it kind of depends on where you are and how long that takes.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, because we're starting with like stories, right? The like the behind the scenes, and then we're moving into the mindset. And even if you've done all of this before, I encourage you to do it again. And
Of
again,
course, you can only
yeah,
go deeper. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I'm not teaching Sedona method. I don't even know Sedona method. I just know that this
Yeah.
has been a thing. And then, and then we're moving into the business aspect of things. And then comes like the how to run a retreat, how to do the workshops, how to do this, how to do that. remembering that in the meantime, you have access to me via email, and that you do get a call with me, and then you do get a call with Sari, who's going to support with the social media. And then we have different people coming on the mastermind aspect of things, which will always have a question and answer. So no matter
Yeah.
where you are, you have the opportunity to pop in and be like, listen, I was doing my attracting clients and I need a little bit of support with this.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of like what was offered there, but some things are eliminated and some things are added.
Yeah.
That's what I'm kind of getting a sense of, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. So just thought I'd ask that to fill in some space here
Oh, for sure.
to ask
For sure.
questions. I don't know. I don't have anything else. Maybe somebody else does. I don't know. I'm just letting
Yeah.
it go.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you, Melanie. So Kathy, I'm thinking you're actually thinking of my client whose name is also Kathy. So when she came to a yoga nidra teacher training in May 2021 in Costa Rica. She had done an anatomy program with me, then came to in person, and then she did my 300 hour, and my 300 hour is like a build your own. And one of the pieces was it's called the heart of yoga, and it's a business focus. So she started doing that, which was actually kick-ass yogapreneurs. And that it was, I'm trying to think now, correct me if I'm wrong, Rochelle, but it was within Kick-Ass Yogapreneurs, which is a 6-month program. It was within Kick-Ass Yogapreneurs that she came up with the idea of probably about a month and a half in to do a yoga studio. And then, I mean, she was on top of things because she then told her husband, and then she found a space within like the next time we came back. We met every 2 weeks. I think by the time she came back, she'd already found a space, and then she started to do it. And then she was done her program and still lining up her business stuff. So then we had saved the private calls for when she was done her program. And then she just pops in here and there every once in a while. It was like one of the very last calls. I told her that I don't think a yoga studio alone would suffice, even in the small town, and that she should have something else. And I just like I did with Melanie, and just like I had done earlier with you, the ideas just come to me of like, what about this? What about that? And so that's what it was. I was like, what about a float center? Like, what about ice baths and saunas and floats? And like, I mean, this was a couple of years ago. I'm like, it's coming, it's super popular. And she was able to find grants. And she just sent me a picture literally like 3 days ago. She'd been running the studio for, I think, a year or two now. But she just opened the float spa like days ago. So we stay in touch because we were friends, and so I would say over a couple of years. But this studio she was on top of. She had it up and running, and people in there. Her husband is a contractor, so he did a lot of the work in there, and she was already running classes while the space wasn't even fully ready. So this all depends on you. It depends on, again, like your access to resources and your resourcefulness. And then just like she was ready. This is something she'd been chasing her passion for quite some time, and this was it for her. So yeah. And then Rachel, hi everyone. I hope it was a good day. It's not too much trouble. The question is, what did I miss? And if anyone's interested, I'd love to share while I was gone, maybe encouraging to try out business. And I'm not the speaker, so Quinn, you can give me the green light or the no go. Yeah, so Monica's got her hand raised. And then yeah, Rachel, if we've got some time at the end, brief shares are always encouraged. Yeah, so today we talked about today was pick a path, getting more clients, and then clarity and authenticity. So that, again, the recordings, I sent the link out and I put it in the business chat group. So the recordings are there for anybody to watch. And yeah, Monica, jump in.
Okay. Hopefully my Wi-Fi is okay. So we have an okay day here, but I'm just going off my cellular Wi-Fi because I'm out and about before I teach another class. So I kind of wanted to piggyback off of maybe it was Rochelle's question about just like what we missed today, just because I did notice that I came in this afternoon on, so I completely missed the authenticity, but I came in right as I appreciated that. I was video section for authenticity, but I did cut out a few times just trying to find my good Wi-Fi in the clarity. So I came in and you were saying like number 3, a coach will help increase revenue significantly. So were you going through like the reasons for a coach, or that was the only section that I missed? So I thought if I could kind of get the recap on that, then I don't have to go back and watch that whole section too. It
Yeah,
was right after you said we need to be clear and authentic in our stories. Like,
Was it how to
that
create the mantra?
I think that's where it was. It was like we looked at how to create the mantra, and then we looked at going further on the avatar. We looked at
Okay.
like my story in one sentence. So in the authenticity and clarity, it's important for sharing social media, so many other things, that you're able to have like a one-liner that you can share with people that kind of encompasses your story.
right, that was the elevator pitch.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
So I wrote
And
like,
then
I
there was-
grew my yoga business over 2 years while working a job, going to school and raising my family. And within 3 months of hiring a coach, I left nursing, quit med school, and was bringing in $20,000 monthly teaching yoga. So just like, and I have a couple of them. And then we went into the story of my clients. And so sharing some stories that you can share with other
Okay.
people. And then, yes, we went into the Think and Grow Rich, and there's 6 steps to clarity. Let me just find it really quickly.
Okay.
6 steps to turn desire for finances into reality. And so as being, like clear about the amount of money, what you're willing to do in exchange for that, the exact date you want it, to create a plan of action and begin at once, to write a personal mission statement, and all of the above, and then read your mantra twice daily, once before bed and once in the afternoon. And then I went over like the process in creating that.
Okay. So I got that. It was a section quite a bit
Okay.
later on where you were talking
Okay.
about something will increase revenue significantly, and you talked about how you bought the Mala company, and now I think it's Summer that's running it.
Scary.
Yeah, so and then so it was just before that, it was like that was like number 3, and I was
Yep.
like, oh, I don't know what number 2, number
Right.
1 and 2 are, or what
Okay.
this section was.
Yeah, that was my story in one sentence, and I shared 3 of them, and then story of my clients. So like, one student to my group elevated her mala business to 20K monthly in 6 months. One client discovered their passion in my coaching program, and one client built a personal training business to 10K monthly in her garage.
Okay, perfect. And that's when you were talking about testimonials, and then that's when I was back in. Okay,
Yep,
thank you.
that was it. Perfect. Yes. So I sent the link for the recordings, both on email and from Modern Yoga Teacher. For me personally, I just got one an hour ago and I sent it this morning. So I think it's probably the size of the list. Takes some time. It's like a 40,000 email list. And then it's really, okay, insulting to put it in a nutshell. Like the stories, are you talking about the client stories? It's insulting to put it in one. Because I mean it's hard, I would say, to encompass my whole life in one sentence.
All right, I have a question or a couple questions. Okay, so first question is this meeting being recorded too?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is gonna go live. I mean,
Well,
this is gonna be in the website or something, right?
no, it's not on the website. It's just accessible for anybody that's signed up to be able to watch.
Okay, so just the people that are in here, or there's
Including
more people
people
that are
that,
signed?
yeah, including people that are not here. Would you like me to pause it?
Yeah, I really don't feel comfortable sharing when I don't know where.
So that was really loud. Okay, thank you so much for sharing. So, okay, there's like a bunch of things that were coming to me as you were speaking. And the first thing that it takes me to is a place of someone sharing with me. They just came to Costa Rica and visited. And what she shared with me is like a lot of the time when people come to a place of reaching out and hiring a coach is often a time when they feel that they're treading water and their face is kind of like it's just their face that's out of water. And what the experience for them has been that the coach is then like, okay, here, and then throws a bunch more stuff at them that they have to do to get to a place to be able to like to float, as opposed to handing a life ring. And I would say that that's my experience as well. And what I hear, and I could be wrong, is it sounds like you're in a place of burnout. And I'm not quite sure that it would be beneficial, even though you need money, to come from a place of burnout and start a business. Because, I mean, not that I've been there, but I've been in burnout and tried to run a business. And that hasn't gone so well for me either. And so I heard all the things that you said, because we actually talked about that a bit in the authenticity and clarity. And I think even in the conversation before of like, to me, it's always felt gross that I pay $20 for a thing and then I'm sold a funnel for for another $97 thing because this was just a lead into this, that, and it's in the clarity and authenticity. That's not how I'm going to roll. So, and it feels manipulative and kind of gross, right? And again, no judgment if someone is doing that out there, because it has a certain name, something marketing, and it is what it is. So people can do that if they want. It doesn't feel good to me. I've never enjoyed it. So I like, and even the piece of like, yeah, this one-time offer only, and then it's there again in 3 months. That's not being authentic. I think that's manipulation. So in regards to this program, this will never be offered again, ever. And that's not for urgency, because there is creating the space of urgency. Well, we've already created it. You have till June 10th to decide, right? You will not find this offering ever, just because I know what it's worth. And like, to be honest, I know it's a great deal and I know it's an awesome program, but I don't want you to join it from a place of burnout, because I can't feel your passion right now. And therefore, I think that you would be spending a lot of time and a lot of energy building something that you're not able to feel passion for, because and I could be wrong. I don't want to put this in your mind, but it sounds like you're burnt out. It sounds like it's just like you're tired, you've got hormones going on. And for me to be like, oh yeah, great, you can have a 4-week work week. I mean, like, yeah, I believe you can, but I don't think like taking this program will get you there immediately. I think that there's still going to be, possibly for you, especially where you are, more hustle. You got a garage that you need to fix up. You need to get clients. You need to grow a following. Like, there's things that you have to do. I mean, that I would encourage you to do, that is going to take an expenditure of energy. So I want to be honest, right? And I mean, honestly, when you're ready, and if I'm the one to work with, then you're going to have $5,000 to work with me. Like it, or in a year when I offer this again and there's like $250 off or something like that, like it's all going to work out for you. Or I'm not the person, or yoga is not the thing. Even though I do love, like, as you were talking about, counseling, yoga, somatic, in your garage, wellness kind of center, circles. I love that. I mean, that's like my jam. I'm like, yes, yes, yes. But also just imagine, I think about like in nursing as like a parallel. I think about in nursing, the fact that burnt out nurses are teaching nursing students, and what's graduating from nursing school is burnt out nurses already. And so they're coming in with really bad attitudes and treating sick people like crap. And I think that it's contributing to like a failing healthcare system. And so not that I'm saying that that's where you are or what you'll do, and coming from a place of exhaustion and then supporting people, it just, you can ask Rochelle. Told her, like, I cannot hold space for people anymore. And this was a while ago, because I'm so exhausted. And then every time I hold space in a teacher training, it doesn't go the way I want it to. And then I'm down. Like I'm out for a few days just trying to get my stuff back together. And then here I am just like back in friction, like, sign up with me. Like okay, I'm back. Okay. So then I'm just like all like, oh, sign up with Friction. I'm your teacher. I love yoga. This world's great. It's just, it's not gonna land, right? And then yeah, so I mean, to be like 100% transparent with you, that's what I feel as you're talking. Like, if this is another thing that's just gonna pull energy instead of add it, I wouldn't do it. I would take care of you. And then I know you need money, but like the other thing that was coming up is like, remember I keep saying like I could be a barista at Starbucks. I don't even know if they'd hire me, but I think I could. Like, I know that you need money and you want a part-time job. And so I think that if that's really, really important for you right now, the consistent income would be more beneficial of getting a job that maybe doesn't pay as much as you want, because then you don't have the added stress of like putting out a woman's circle and having one person show up or no people show up. My internet's really going for it right now. And then you don't have that added stress response of wanting to of like not having people sign up, and you just output all this money redoing your garage, and you took a program, and you went on social media, and then one person shows up and now you're like, what? Whereas, possibly having a job at Starbucks is like consistently you're bringing in whatever, $1,600 every 2 weeks or $1,000. I don't know what it is. You want to be a healed healer, not a wounded healer. That is our responsibility, and that's being in service. Yeah, I agree, Melanie. Thank you for sharing that. So I mean, honestly, Karina, right when you get on an airplane and they tell you to take your oxygen mask and put it on you, I feel like that's where you're at right now, is a space of like really taking care of yourself as much as you possibly can, because I know it's easy for me to sit here and tell you, oh yeah, go take care of yourself and get a minimum wage job, and then like good luck. And then I know it's also not that easy. Yeah. So thank you for sharing. I can stop recording if you want to respond. Thank you. Can you take a moment and just like send like love, support, and some of our energy, if you're open to sharing right now, to Karina? Because there's still a community. That's one thing that is important to me, is that there's still a community that's here, that's supportive.
Yeah, I didn't mean to be, sometimes I sound insulting. I didn't mean to be insulting when I made that comment, but sometimes I need to imagine another person. I mean, I don't even know what I'm doing or who I am sometimes. So it's like, well, if you knew someone that was doing this, what would you think? I
Right.
have to get like out of the body, and it's just weird, but I'm hoping to, because I've been reminded that I'm actually stronger and better than I was a year ago, a lot stronger. So I'm hoping to sort of overlap, you know, my healing and getting strong and my lessons with my business so that, you know, I can hire out or farm out, or only do what I know I can capable of doing at this point and somehow meticulously stage it. So, you know,
Yeah, I
you do
appreciate
as
that,
much as,
Kathy.
you know, as much as you can do. But
I believe like in your current situation, just based on what you shared, like you're in a place of being ready to heal, grow, and then share that experience with others. So,
so, I mean, I'm hoping that, I mean, I don't have a diagnosis and I don't really
Mhm.
want one, but
fair.
I don't think I'd want to go to a class where I knew that the teacher had fibromyalgia, so that's where you should go. I mean, if I had fibromyalgia, maybe, but I mean, I was like one of these, you know, I have a black belt in karate, and uh, I was one of these hot yoga, power yoga people. So now I'm just this broken old Grammy, you know, that's what I say. Sometimes I'm just a weepy old Grammy. It's
Mm.
just pathetic, but I think I can get to a level of strength and endurance and feel competent that this I could teach this and I can do this part of the business and I can uh, have multiple streams of income. And these are the things that I would plan and for future growth. I guess like what you had 5 years from there, and then, you know, as things grow. But it's hard to know where to start, really.
Fair. Yeah.
But clarity, it's always clarity.
Yeah.
I have I took a Yogi Beans, you know, kids certification course. I've always shied away from chair yoga. I taught older people for a little bit. It's the only teaching I ever did. It was a free Sunday morning in the neighborhood where I lived in Florida, around the pool outside, and they loved it. I mean, they loved it. I couldn't believe it. They wanted more meditation, more visualization. But a lot of people had artificial hips and knees, and you know, even a lot of athletes, you know, things just don't work anymore. They don't bend the way they used to, and I don't, you know, I don't know that much about modifications. You know, I just sort of push through and keep doing it. But yeah, chair yoga, it's that I'm sure it'd be very popular, but it's always like I don't want to be teaching that, but it'd probably be good for me to learn that. Wouldn't be that hard.
Chair yoga is great. I've done it. I love it. I think it's amazing. I think there could be a stigma for sure around that, but we all got to experience it in a teacher training, and everybody walked away just loving it. So
You have
yeah.
to make it fun, I bet. Make it
yeah.
fun.
Ooh. All right. Well, we're coming to a close for question and answer. I want to thank everybody for being, again, just like transparent and vulnerable and sharing, and lots more to go. So we'll close out our session. We'll come back in a half an hour and we'll have a little bit of a nidra today as our integration session. So yeah, just make sure that you are in a place where you're comfortable. You can do it laying down, sitting up, whatever works for you. And make sure you're warm. That's important. And I'll see you in about 34 minutes.
All right. Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.